you a team of some of the most two-footed players in the game. Goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. Having Manuel Neuer in goal is like having rush keepers on the playground when you were a kid. Yes, he'll make a few saves, but most of the time the big German patrols the area in front of the box, essentially playing as a sweeper. Neuer's incredible distribution allows Bayern and Germany to push higher up the pitch, relying on the former Schalke man's speed to cover a huge area of ground. When pressed, he is capable of turning opponents inside out, before casually spraying the ball out with right or left foot. And it isn't just covering either. Neuer has been known to push up into a fullback position before, to act as an outlet for a teammate under pressure. Intelligent and brave, it is no wonder that Manu has a Champions League, World Cup and 4 Bundesliga winners' medals. Right back, Philipp Lahm. Equally as comfortable at right back and in midfield, Philipp Lahm is a Swiss army knife of a player, easily slotting into any role his team requires. His defensive brilliance and 5'7" stature earned him the questionable nickname the Magic Dwarf. Named by Pep Guardiola as the smartest player he'd ever worked with, Lahm uses his ambidexterity to confuse opponents, making him unpredictable in attack and defence. And in 2006 he showcased his talent when he scored the first goal of the World Cup, bamboozling defenders before cutting in from the flank and smashing the ball to the corner. He was playing left back at the time. After a glittering career and 8 domestic titles, Lahm has announced that he'll retire in 2018, giving him just enough time to reach double figures. Centre back, Paolo Maldini. One of the most famous left-sided players in history, how can Maldini make our list, we hear you ask? Well, believe it or not, the Milan legend and 5 times Champions League winner is actually right-footed. Maldini featured on the right until he was 16 when he broke into the Rossoneri team, but was quickly shifted to the opposite flank due to a lack of left-footers in the squad. He was twice nominated for the Ballon d'Or there, the second time at 35 years old, and he won the league 7 times, including in 1991 and 1992, when Milan went a whole campaign unbeaten. Like his father before him, Maldini became Milan club captain, and his 2 sons came through the youth teams too. Paolo himself now owns US side Miami FC, whose manager is former teammate Alessandro Nesta. Centre-back, Andreas Bremer. Filling in at centre-half is German left-back Andreas Bremer. A title winner with Kaiserslautern, Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, Bremer took free kicks and corners with his left foot and penalties with his right, believing the former to be stronger and the latter more accurate. But at World Cup '86, in a break from formula, Bremer scored with his left foot in the quarter-final shootout against Mexico, so he faced a dilemma 4 years on when Germany won a pen in the final of the 1990 World Cup. Regular taker Lothar Matthäus had broken a stud in his boot and so handed over spot kick duties to Bremer. The defender decided to take the penalty with his usual right foot and scored to give the Germans a 1-0 victory. Left back, Gael Clichy. Counting himself very lucky to join 3 legends in our backline is Manchester City's Gael Clichy. The Toulouse native was born right-footed, but at 5 years old broke his favoured leg and lost hope in becoming a professional footballer. But Clichy's dad responded, some might say sadistically, by insisting that his son learnt to play with his left, telling Gael that his goals would only count if they came from his left boot. And the young Frenchman said that the coaching eventually made him forget his right foot, as anyone who watched him try to cross with it at Arsenal or City could confirm. With Clichy now having won 3 Premier League titles and made more than 450 career appearances, he probably owes this one to his dad though. Central midfield, Santi Cazorla. In a shocking move no one saw coming, Arsene Wenger picked up a small, technically gifted midfielder in the summer of 2012. But this one was a little different, as tiny Spaniard Santi Cazorla became the team's creative hub, routinely skinning opponents and creating with both feet. Like Clichy, an injury prompted Santi's development, and as a child he used to stay behind after training just to kick the ball against the wall with his left foot. As a result, he became one of the most ambidextrous players around, with one study of Premier League players showing he takes 51% of shots with his left peg and 49% with his right. The second most two-footed player took 60 with one and 40 with the other, so that shows just how good Santi is with both feet. Central midfield, Glenn Hoddle. Notoriously slow, Glenn Hoddle might never have become a top-class footballer if it weren't for his natural ambidexterity. Though he favoured his left foot, Hoddle practiced so extensively that he used his right for penalties and free kicks. One contemporary said it was like the Englishman had a set of golf clubs and he could choose iron, wood or wedge. And his vision brought him a French title with Monaco in 1988, along with the league's Best Foreign Player award under the management of Arsene Wenger. Wenger called Hoddle years ahead of his time, while greats like Michel Platini claimed claim that if Hoddle had been born French, he would have had 150 caps. As it was, the player only got 53 for England, though he did later return as national team manager. Central midfield, Wesley Sneijder. With his exile in Turkey since 2013, it's sometimes easy to forget what an incredible midfielder Wesley Sneijder was at his peak. The gifted Dutchman almost single-handedly dragged Netherlands to the World Cup final in 2010, finishing as joint top scorer with 5 goals in the competition. Add to that 5 league titles in 4 different countries and a Champions League win with Inter Milan in 2010, and you have an unbelievable CV. Schneider's blend of creativity, vision and intelligence has seen him remain vital to the Netherlands well into his 30s, becoming the country's second most capped player of all time, an underrated icon of the modern game. Right wing, David Villa. With Spain's reputation for breeding technically outstanding players, it's very obvious for David Villa to join Santi Cazorla in our team. A deadly finisher at Sporting Gijón, Valencia and Barca, Villa has scored over 20 goals in 9 of his seasons as a professional footballer, and hit 107 in just 166 league games for Valencia. When Villa was 4, he broke his right femur, and the injury was so bad that doctors considered amputating the leg. It survived in the end, but spent 6 months in plaster, during which Villa got used to relying on his left foot. And this work showed at the 2010 World Cup when Spain faced Chile. Claudio Bravo raced from his line to tackle Fernando Torres, and the ball broke to Villa 45 yards out, who lofted a perfect left-footed finish into the net. Left wing, Ousmane Dembele. Young wide man Ousmane Dembele earned a big move to Borussia Dortmund after breaking onto the European scene with French side Rennes. A fast dribbler with an eye for goal, the 18-year-old terrified defences with his unpredictability and acceleration. In his first 25 top-flight games, he scored 12 and assisted another 5, bringing comparisons to his hero, Brazilian superstar Neymar. In fact, Dembele's versatility was so impressive that an interviewer decided to settle the question, asking him which foot he preferred. Surprised, Dembele said that he definitely favoured his left foot, until the reporter pointed out that the Frenchman took penalties with his right, leading Dembele to admit he shoots better with that one. Thanks for clearing that one up then, Ousmane. Striker, Ronaldo. Ronaldo was in many ways the complete striker. However, his career was sadly hampered by knee injuries. It is scary though to think how much better he could have been, seeing as he scored 62 in just 98 for Brazil and netted over 350 goals at club level as well. El Fenomeno was a natural right footer, but the Brazilian's trademark stepovers often led him onto his left foot, usually setting him up for a shot on goal. A deadly finisher with both feet, it looked easy for him to slot it away, approaching the goal from any angle, with his left foot finish against Holland in World Cup 98 semi-final being a prime example, even nutmegging the goalkeeper. Nobody growing up watching football in the late 90s or early 2000s would ever forget R9's showcase of talent, and even when a player like Zlatan Ibrahimovic idolises you, you know you're one hell of a player. So that was our 5-star weak foot 11.